Hello and welcome to the LabLink video on viewing your order and sending it to the lab. Once you have keyed packages and cropped your order, you're ready to send it to the lab. But let's preview it first. To do this, we click on the View Order button, and you'll see the View Order screen opens with the top left box having one of each product that's ordered in the job displayed. If we click on one of those products, then we can either click the Images button or the Show Ordered Items button. So let's click the Images button, and what that's going to do to the right is show all of the images that have that 8x10 ordered on them. And you can do that for each product. Or we can click the Show Ordered Items button. And below, that's going to show all the 8x10s or all the products that are ordered in the job from the product selected at the top. Now this bottom left box is where we can look at the products with the images in them to see how they'll print at the lab. There's a detail option so we can see the quantity ordered and any modifications done to the image. And so let's double click on one, and this is going to show how this 8x10 is going to print at the lab. So here you can see this has the black and white option with the white vignette. Now if we need to see how a specific image's products will look, well, then we find the product and click that image button, and then find the particular image. And you can see below here the products are swapping out based on the image selected. And we can click on the product here and say Show Ordered Items, and then it's going to show just that ordered item. And double click on it, and you can see here it has the product customize options that we set up in the edit packages. It's got the black background with the oval mask and the oval frame and with the name and year on it. And there's just a regular 8x10. Again, we can click on the reflection print, and we have that with the year and name that's pulling from the subject info of the image, which we typed into the build job screen. So again, top left box is going to display one of each product ordered in your job. Find a product and click on the image button to see all the images that have that product ordered. Click on an image to see all the products ordered for that image, and then if we need to preview how they'll print at the lab, click on the image and say Show Ordered Items, and from this bottom left box we can double click on the product to see how that will print. Or we just find the product in the top left, click Show Ordered Items, and then we can just randomly click on some just to make sure everything looks the way it should. If we see something here we don't like the way it looks, don't like the crop, it doesn't have all the data, then we can just go back to the build job screen and correct that, or the crop screen. And you can also double click up here in the top left, and that's going to open up the generic product preview. So at least here you can be reminded of the data fields that the product uses. And this composite product is going to load in the 3 different images used for it and the info typed in that was done in MP mode. And that's how that's going to print at the lab. And just a reminder also, one thing you may see differently on your machine depending on the fonts that you have could be that the fonts might look a little bit different. Just remember they will print at the lab the way that they appear on the sample product So if you don't have this particular font on your computer, it may just print in a basic Times New Roman font, but it will look like this at the lab. And that's how the view order screen works. So let's exit out of that. And we can send the job to the lab. Now we have two options to send the job to the lab. We can choose FTP, which will get the images to us over the internet, and Other, which we can save the job to somewhere like your computer's desktop and burn it to a CD and send it to us that way. But we're going to do FTP, and we say OK, and we just agree that we are the copyright holder of the images. Then we have a few fields here already filled out that's pulled from your activation file so that we don't have to enter them every time. I'll just put in the user's name and email address, phone number, choose a shipping method, and we can also enter an alternate shipping address if we need to, and any additional instructions for the order. And once we have entered those, we can just say OK. Now this little window here is going to pop up, and it's going to ask when we want to send the job to the lab. We can say OK, and it's going to send the job to us right away. Or we can choose a later time. I've just clicked in the box, and I'm using the arrow keys to change the time. And if we choose a later time, it'll add it to the send queue, and then it'll send to the job at a later time. And I'm going to change it back to the current time and just say OK. And that's how to send the job to the lab. Thank you for watching the video.